Thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. We've got a brief update here because, again, it's going to be chilly and quiet across the prairie for the remainder of the week. As we look at the next 5 days, temperatures anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees cooler than average, moderating some as we head into the 23rd through the 28th, but still having temperatures kind of leaning towards a few degrees cooler than average at the very least. But as we take a look at the precipitation pattern, again, a big dry spot right through the Canadian Prairie, again, as the jet stream. We deal with a ridge here across the Gulf of Alaska. We'll look at the flow here in just a moment, but deflecting precipitation north and south of the prairie, looking at a rather quiet next 6 to 7 days. As we look at the temperatures this morning, on the chilly side, anywhere from 10 to 15 below across the prairie. As you head north of Highway 16, you get into the 20 to 30 below threshold there with temperatures this morning. So again, dealing with a wave of cooler air coming out of the north as we get started here on this Wednesday morning. I feel like I just said Tuesday. It is Wednesday. Let's look at the satellite picture. We do have some cloud cover across the region, but some pockets of sunshine to be found. Not looking at anything in the way of real organized precipitation this morning, that we may see a few flurries in the Calgary area off towards southwestern Alberta, but that's really going to be the only spot, and that is because an area of high pressure kind of slowly drifting off to the east and to the south. We got clockwise flow coming around the backside of that, and that leads to upward vertical motion, upslope flow here across the Rockies. So the chance for some flurries in southern Alberta, and then as the storm system sneaks off to our south, the chance for some light snow across the border here across southern Saskatchewan into southern Manitoba. That, of course, coming late Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. Total snow over the next 48 hours, again, maybe just some light flurries across portions of Alberta, and then as you get toward the U.S. border here, maybe a trace to 5 centimeters of snow to be found across primarily far southern portions of Manitoba. Winnipeg perhaps picking up on some of that snow, maybe a few centimeters, but I think the real heavy accumulating stuff, or at least the accumulations between 5 to 10 centimeters, are going to be just off to the south, but it is still in play. But that is it. As we look out over the next week, we're looking at the total snowfall now through Sunday. And again, you see the very light flurries possible across portions of Alberta. Here's the very light snow tracking through extreme far southern Saskatchewan and then far southern Manitoba as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. But here's the pattern. The ridge in Alaska driving things. Flow coming up and over the top of that ridge. Not really tapping into any moisture. A lot of that being kind of wrung out here across portions of Alaska and far northwest Canada. We'll look at the precipitation forecast here with our storm systems over the next few days. And again, as I hit play, you'll see kind of two trajectories here. One, we've got little systems being kind of deflected off to the north, and then we've got a few systems that are kind of riding the coast here. Let's go ahead and hit play on this animation. There we go. And again, watch, you'll see a couple systems kind of following the coast, and then you see a couple systems skirting off to the north. But again, a pretty big dry slot here, a dry window across the prairie where maybe as we get into, this would be getting all the way into the middle part of next week, maybe getting a system to come in here and bring a little bit more widespread snowfall across the region, but still not seeing any early sign of anything significant across the region. Again, here's the next 10 days now, our precipitation anomaly, and again, where we get the upslope flow here across portions of southwestern Alberta, that's where maybe we pick up some more accumulating snow. Otherwise, much of the precipitation being deflected off to the north and off to the south of the Canadian Prairie over the next week. Those temperatures, as I mentioned, going to be holding on to cooler than average trends, again keeping things about 5 to 15 degrees cooler than average for much of the next 7 days. Periods of some moderation to be found as we look at the next 10 days in Calgary. Those high temperatures below zero Wednesday and Thursday, getting back above zero for the weekend into early next week. But you see kind of a bumpy ride there, little shots of cooler air coming in intermittently, dropping us back down below zero. The next 10 days in Edmonton, a very similar look as we shifted over to Saskatoon. We'll be warming up as we head into the weekend, then keeping things pretty steady, give or take a few degrees above or below zero. Very similar look in Regina. And then as we shifted over to Winnipeg, the warm-up takes a little bit longer, some colder air sticking around as we head into the weekend, but we'll climb back up to around the freezing mark by the time we get to around March 23rd and beyond.